We need to talk. First, it's summertime, so I guess I'll just wear this for fun. The video is unscripted, so whatever I say not gonna be edited because I want it to be true to myself. I will add timestamps when it's appropriate, but first, this is me. Yes, my actual face. The face reveal. And, I'm gonna be so funny to see people in the comments just like, oh my god, Holloway face reveal, guys. This is what he looks like. He looks like this, or he looks like Blake, but that's not what I'm here for. I've been trying to make this video for so long. First, even though it's a cliche of the Roblox game or this game, we need to talk. It just overall is something that I wanted to talk about since we were playing Piggy and with the modern Piggy. About how do I feel. Because I just been sitting there relaxing, seeing all the other YouTubers cover stuff and never being able to have my own input on it. And I want to kind of go over my criticism of the Piggy and the thing I don't like and the thing that I'm kind of scared for. First, let's do a proper introduction. Hi, I'm Holloway. I've been playing Piggy since 2020 when it first came out. I have Mr. Stitchy, I have Elway, it doesn't really matter. I've been trying to be a Piggy YouTuber for a very long time. And even though I'm not on 500 subs, just kind of consider this a 500 sub festival. Show their face. So I want to thank everyone that supported me. And I definitely want to thank people that are actually liking my content. And my goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the summer. I've been trying to post shorts. And I will kind of want to go over my issues and my experience of being a Piggy YouTuber. But I've been trying to be like the Meitu fan and MXC4A of the community for so long now. And I have so much dreams and passions that I really wish you guys can help me out. So if you're new to my channel, make sure to like and subscribe to watch my other takes. I might do more of these if you guys actually like it. I would definitely be doing more live streams. I've been trying to experiment with that. But let's go with the first thing. Why the less live streams and is my opinion about Piggy. The reason why I've been doing less live streams about Piggy is because Piggy is getting boring. I feel like when I played in 2020, what made Piggy interesting was the constant updates. Every week with a new chapter. And yes, we're far past that era of Piggy where there are no new chapters, only occasionally with the Jolly Character Focus chapter along the way. But with the lack of updates, so the last update we got since March. So let's do a count, guys, okay? March, April, May, June. And yes, you can argue that sometime in June we're going to get the update, but we don't actually know they're going to be in June. So it could be July. But that's still about 3 months. Or even if you want to argue, 2 months without any updates whatsoever. And the devs for T-Bar Tawara have been pretty radio silent. I mean, the Mouse Key Quest is been over a year now. I still remember graduating my freshman year of high school at Six Flags and just going on my phone, look at the countdown, and just be like, okay, guys, we're so close to the Skin Quest, and then, of course, it never happened. With constant delays and constant, I want to make it bigger, guys. I can't stop biggery like that with AJ, which isn't a bad thing. I kind of want to talk to that later on, but it is something that is kind of upsetting because it's been a year for some people. No, I never was able to support the plushie because now if I want to get it, it's $200. So unless I get monetized, I'm not going to get the money to purchase them. But if I did, I probably would. I will probably be one of the YouTubers with a whole bunch of plushies just on the back of my shelf while they're talking. But anyways, after that, we waited, and we got some cool updates along the way. Like, the December update was pretty cool. We got the Love Her update, and we got nothing now. We know now, with AJ's announcement, that this update is going to be one big cluster update with the Ryder Page rally. By the way, this is, going to be unedited, so I'm not going to cut that out. So, this is, all the bloopers that outtakes. But with the Ryder Rally, with the belated Easter event, yes, that's the name of it. The belated Easter event with the upcoming Mouse Key Quest and the new campaign shop revamp. And that's cool and all, but it's a matter of you're not showing anything. Yes, we got a teaser of a guy playing a banjo and just pulled off the, Yeah, I'm trying to imitate me playing a banjo. So when someone playing a banjo like this, and you barely get to see them, and they're like a buddy, and they've got another one, a quest board. You got to we don't know their quest board, but just win a board, and that's cool. But I feel like the nail of the coffin for some people was Inner City, and this leads me to one of my main criticisms in the after Inner City problem. I want to be honest. People ask me how the OG players like me feel about Inner City. When it first got announced, you think I would have loved it. No, I did not like it at all. I did not like the idea of Piggy stop updating for Inner City. I never liked the idea of the gameplay. I never liked the idea of the genre. But as stuff like Minecraft and Lego Fortnite came along, I started to kind of have this, not say I loved it, but I can respect people that play it. And I started to get kind of used to it. That's why I also play Lego Fortnite from time to time. It's something very interesting to do. So for Inner City to capitalize that in this new Roblox genre, it's scary, but I like the demo. And I really feel like this could be that one game that filled up that hurt. Because as much as I love Lego Fortnite, it never was that thing that I could constantly play as. But in the same for Piggy Inner City, I can respect it. And I really believe that it's going to do well. But at the time, I didn't like it. Until Pig 64 and other spin-offs came out, where I started to kind of butter up on this idea. So now, that fear has started to kind of become true. Yes, you could argue that we got updates before Inner City, but the main thing I said even on Twitter is the after Inner City problem. With the dev specifically waiting until after Inner City for it to get pushed out. And I even said this on Twitter, and I see Andy replies to me saying that they showed stuff, and in reality, they kind of didn't show anything that well at the time. They showed a couple teasers, only 2 teasers so far. This week went by, no teaser, just again for Inner City, and that's it. AJ said they wanted Inner City a chance to shine, and I feel like AJ let Inner City shine for so long now that it's starting to make a lot more people just kind of just mixed about it. I don't know what to feel about it. As for, again, Inner City, I am generally excited for the game, but I'll also give my overall opinion about the demo in a more, critical point of view, and kind of why I'm worried about Roblox and potentially why Inner City could be a bad idea right now with everything with Roblox. But as for AJ, he makes updates. I feel like AJ, I have the kind of mixed feelings about his idea of Piggy. I feel like during the day comes a ship as easiest. If you change everything about yourself, are you the same person? If I change my eyes, my nose, my mouth, am I really the same person that's talking to you? If I change my voice, if I change my appearance, am I really the same person talking to you? Or is it just someone else? And I feel like that kind of with Piggy. AJ is trying to make Piggy this kind of weird thing. Campaign tokens were not, in my opinion, a good idea. I feel like for a very established campaign system based off of you pay money for it, you get the reward, it's okay. But now for AJ to have the justification for it being that we can bring back old stuff that you guys missed, but again, it's been not almost a year, but it's been about 6 months since the campaign token came and went, and we got no updates or no news about what's really going on. It's just that, we'll maybe bring back old seasons, we'll maybe do this. Then I feel like if you only do the campaign rally, they're completely useless. I know we're going to say, but Hollow Break, what about the new skins? It's kind of another issue having AJ, is that AJ, as you know, as my little cool Thank You Goodnight edit happened, he is not wanting to do about community skins because he thinks that it clutters the game and there's too many skins in the game, which you could argue, but I feel like for Piggy, sorry about that, my phone crossed, I have to do this again, but where was I? Okay, for AJ, when he talks about, the lack of, not the lack, but the too many skins, I get that. But at the same time, though, Piggy is one of those games where every skin is unique. Yes, Penny, maybe Piggy have the same jump scare, but if you go to the newer skins, maybe in Book 2, every skin has something unique to it. A unique run, a unique stun. And I feel like that's my favorite parts about the new Piggy skin. And inherently, how new can this skin be? I really love the Jawbreaker because it's very unique. The stun is pretty cool. The emotes are pretty cool. And most importantly, the jump scare is new. That what keeps Piggy fun and exciting is that it evolved over time. Having less skins, including community skins, where I feel like this is another issue I'm going to kind of explain. where we're trying to honor the community, but kind of completely just get rid of a skin. By the way, community skins, there are only 9 community skins, and I feel like it was very kind of short. Community skins started, if I can recall, around September time. Because I remember I was beginning school, and I was in like history, and I was in like the fall semester. And it ended around December. So it didn't really have that chance to breathe. It was like 3 months, and we only got 9 community skins out of it. Of course, one is having a lot of controversy with the Piggy community. It didn't have a chance to breathe and be its own thing. I know what a lot of people are going to say, but Hollow Break, they're into a skin, and it shouldn't be about community skins. That's not that's not a solution to the get rid of community skins. I feel like there's so many other ways. The main issue is that yes, you can argue there are too many skins in the game, but it's a lack of fun and uniqueness of playing the game. Back again, my phone's glitching out, but every skin you own is unique to the game. That's why I believe it's worth collecting. And the same reason why I like season skins, because of the fact that, sorry, I'm just looking at my TV, but the fact that when you play Piggy and season skin, they're reactive and have something new to the flavor. That's kind of why Vern is in the community skin that I'm trying to push. Because it's another issue is that I feel like they're not the main reactive skins in the game, and I always tell the developers this constantly that we don't have enough reactive skins in the game. And they always say, oh, we might bring it back. And Mr. P came out and it was okay. Like, over time, it does the same thing. So there were no point in really getting a kill, because over time, we're going to eventually do that in the first place. It was one of the main issues I actually had with it. Which, again, that I know what you're saying, but hold on, you're ungrateful. Like, I'm not ungrateful for that. It's just my overall opinion. I feel like stuff like the Jawbreaker Cram Piggy are the new modern season skins. They should bring back reactive skins. I feel like every other season before that had a reactiveness to it. Literally, I think the last season before the T-Rex to Arwood was the spider that literally every kill had a present on his tail. Like, why can't we have that again? Why do we have to specifically kind of just like get kind of off track and not have it again? Another reason why I want to push, like I want to also add about Steely coming back and the controversy about me asking that. And I feel like that we have so many rare skins. It's not that we have too many skins, if we have too many rare skins. There's so many skins that are rare that it gets overwhelming for the player. So bringing back season skins with campaign tokens will be a unique way to bring back like new players to the game. I feel like those shouldn't be restricted. Collab skins at the end of the day, I'm going to have to say, should stay limited. I definitely feel like Piggy should have a make retreat limited skin, but having seen the skin just be forever staying limited without having any other use. Campaign token, if it's only used for own rallies, are completely useless if you think about it. Bring back seasoned skins. Have something new and flavor. And yes, campaign tokens will come with strap skins like Adia Pekka and the Unknown, which I don't even know that was even scrapped or not. It just, we didn't know whether it was just the Unknown or it could be a part of the Valkyries. We still don't know. But stuff like that is cool. But campaign token wise are kind of lame and generic. They're not interesting or anything. No, I'm trying to say the skins are not interesting. We don't know. But I'm saying unique campaign tokens, which yes, AJ is going to revamp it, and I really do hope it's via doing quests or something like that. But I feel like he adds stuff that are not always good, but you also get rid of good stuff. Community skins, yes, you can argue he didn't technically get rid of it. But, okay, let's be honest here, okay? If he says he wants something with his theme, how are you supposed to tell the theme? It's belated Easter with the Rider Rally with robots. What is the theme there? An Easter robot? Is that the theme? Is that the community skin that we're gonna get? Like, it need to be more transparent with the community of the theme. And even then, I feel like for people that took time and effort into their day making a skin, that let's just say it was like Shrek or the Swap skin, and next thing you know, that would never redeem, then you're just... Yeah, I guess there's a lot of cuts. But as I was saying, though, for community skins, unfortunately, that is one of my nitpicks. Now, let's go over to the revamp. Personally, I will agree with most of the takes. I feel like AJ doing the revamp is okay, but I do not agree with the health bar system. Piggy had a pretty inconsistent way of dying other than stuff. And personally, I feel like if you think about it in a Piggy perspective, it kind of sucks. Here we are. A player falls into a laser. You don't get any Piggy token for it. They just die. It's a lose-lose. I feel like it will be cool that maybe if they lose health, so that will give you Piggy tokens. So for making a player lose health by fall damage should give you at least a Piggy token. That's just my opinion. Or did not have it at all. I don't really like the idea. Now, as for Piggy Misfits. See, this is actually why Witherwatch Studios has stopped updating Piggy. When became way too fair with just like there are no updates for your game. There are no like updates. And Witherwatch Studios like, okay, well, that's our last update for Piggy. And that's why we haven't got anything from Piggy-wise. I mean, from Witherwatch Studios-wise. Now, there are spin-off, which I think will do good. But when there are no updates and confirmation of it, you can only do so much, right? I am excited to see the story made for Mr. Mystery, but for Piggy Misfits, I'm just like, I don't really like the decay style either, but that's just again my opinion. I feel like what Piggy needs to work on is the updates, is the communication, and stuff like that, and not delaying it. Piggy should not be infamous for the game that always gets delayed. It should be infamous of a game that takes its time, still gives the update to the players. I feel like what it's missing is more community involvement in it. Like, if we can't have community skins, why not bring back a skin contest? Why not have both? Why not have team-based stuff? Like, maybe I pick this team, and Rare gets this team, and you get, like, a skin or Piggy token for doing it. And yes, you argue, but what about campaign? Yes, campaign is a way of the community rallying together. But is it a good way? Not really. I feel like they make you feel like that if you do not pay money, you don't progress. You're just kind of there. You're kind of like the outsider sitting there like this, while everyone else is full on plays the thing. And I don't know. I feel like there should be a lot more ways for the community to hype up something. No, there is occasionally like though, if you hit this amount of likes, you get something. Which, when they did that, there's only bots, and of course there's the decay nightmare mode that still have no updates are coming out. Like, we hit the like goal many tunes. You're watching the video on decay nightmare mode. And yeah, so I feel like the main thing is the lack of updates, the lack of communication, and the boring gameplay. Having some sort of updates, but I want to get into the last little nitpick here is Roblox. As you know, Roblox completely killed some game like Please Donate. And fun fact, they actually killed something, I mean probably not, because how they managed to add in their game was donations. Because maybe you want to do a thing where you're able to donate to support your map. You can start adding it. No, not to say it canceled, but now with Roblox Plus, the only thing you can do is just have Roblox Plus and give it to someone else. So if you don't have Roblox Plus, you're not paying $5 a month, then you can't donate to support your favorite creator, which really does suck. And I am worried that as Roblox goes further with the age verification, with the child safety thing and stuff like that, that Piggy and Air City and any other fan game will take the fall for it. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if Air City is rated 60 plus, all because of the stupid rule. So I just woke up. Sorry if my hair is a bit messy and stuff, but I still wanted to also talk about more about also one of the other call out is favoritism. I feel like I hate when community do this. I will forever hate it. Is when community like Fortnite, for example, will listen to Nick30 to remove shockwave grenades. And I'm not saying that's how big this issue is, but I feel like the dev giving information to specific YouTubers makes you feel left out. It kind of makes you feel like, okay, so if I'm not a big paid YouTuber, I can get the information. And I feel like having like these secret Discord servers where they're all talking to you, or just having these group chats. And I want to be honest, as a Piggy YouTuber myself, I always feel uninvited. Like, I get so, like, I be watching, like, me talk to Epitego, like, why can't that be me? No, I am doing Silent Maintain, but it might get delayed to July or June because of how busy he is. But hopefully, I really hope that will finally build up my reputation that I've been trying to do. So far, I've been trying to get monetized. I've been trying to get to 1K sub, but it's been pretty difficult with all these stuff. People ask, like, why can't I post that much? And because Piggy is just not having enough updates. MSG for 8,
and May2Fan99 can post about news. And at the end of the day, you can stress it. Like, MA348 can pull off everything you should know, which is just the same news that we already knew, plowed up to still get a video out. So I'm also kind of playing Fortnite as I'm talking right now. And it's overall a little bit upsetting. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the community is still toxic. I'll definitely say that. But I feel like we're not showing the love of the community. We're getting rid of community skins and having favoritism for YouTubers where you specifically tell YouTubers this information and not tell other people. And then have the YouTuber also like spread lies and like get like hype for an update that isn't even coming out yet. Is not always the way to go. And I feel like, for one, if you're watching this video MA3 for MA2Fan99, I'm not trying to upset you guys. This is just my overall opinion. And I feel like your content needs to be more interesting. It needs to be like more better, in my opinion, than just the stereotypical news thing. Because we've been having that for years now. No, May2Fan99 does have an ARG and talk to Epitake frequently. I don't want people to comment, oh, you're always saying that because you're jealous. I'm not jealous. I just feel like we have the favoritism that I can't ignore all the time. And it's kind of unfair for other people to also do it. Like, I remember I talked to May2Fan99 about why they told that the Spirit Holiday update would go get delayed before they told the audience. And that because, oh yeah, well, they didn't want us live streaming that long for an update. Which is fair. But also they kind of come off of, okay, I want to particularly care about this one individual and particularly care about this one minority being about picking YouTuber than the whole entire audience. Because everyone that day was waiting on it. And it still makes it more disappointing. And also, I feel like another issue is updates. I feel like if you know that an update is not going to happen or not close to releasing, don't make an update or don't make a promise of having that update. I get that there are technical issues with Roblox, but I feel like transparency would have been better. Piggy shouldn't be known as the one that just delays updates all the time. Like, there has some like kind of mentioning it. Like, for example, the Love Her update is a good example of that, where they did stop trying to openly mention it, and we just kind of figured out in March, and we had to get it in March, but they still mentioned it got delayed. And, like, the belated Easter update, AJ said is the name, so I'm not going to, like, go after him and be like, oh, guys, it was delayed. But I feel like the Mouse Key class at the end of the day was still delayed without, like, any news for a while. So it's going to be the biggest update in the world, guys. This is going to be the greatest, latest, and greatest big Piggy update, which is fair. I will respect her for that. A great Piggy update for a game that is, supposed to be dead. I respect that. That AJ tried to keep the legacy alive with Minitune and other stuff, but just how he goes about it and the lack of communication that is slowly killing this game. And unfortunately, I'm not trying to lie, but for some people, they're not going to like that. They're not going to like the lack of communication that you're trying to give them. And unintentional or not, it's going to slowly kill Piggy if you don't have any new or no updates whatsoever. And I feel like that's what they need to be aware of. I feel like May2 should be speaking about the issues about Roblox and how people are worried about Intercity. Or even stuff like that. Like, Intercity got delayed several times, and honestly, I feel like people that say, oh, cut May2 some slack, we're gonna not. Because it would probably by the end of the year, okay, makes it, then it make the go. It would probably to March, then it delayed it by another month, and then it still couldn't be delivered in time. And then now we're getting June 13th, and I'm still hoping and praying that it doesn't get delayed again. Like, I feel like if it gets delayed again, this is going to lose trust in the Piggy fandom, honestly. And it's so crazy that AJ was like, okay, the update will be before Intercity, after it got delayed. And then he suddenly just pulled off a rug pull and just said, oh, it can't be, unfortunately, it can't be until after Intercity. Which, again, God forbid, and pray that it doesn't get delayed again, because I feel like that's unfortunately the reputation that it's being held now. Which a lot of people are like, oh, what's the big deal? Like, we waited for like 6 years for this game, dude. I get it that it takes time, and I'm not trying to be spoiled. I'm not trying to say that. But I feel like with the lack of updates for the game, it did kind of come off of, we delayed the game, guys. So, and I generally do wonder how long is Intercity going to be updating for. Because I know there's a lot of features that won't be in the game at launch. Like, for example, the affection thing, which I really wish was in the freaking thing. I really wish. Because if you could, like, I don't know, I was really excited for that original demo, but there's always hope that can come out maybe in a week or two. I don't know. But I am definitely excited for more constant updates. Speaking of which, a lot of people wonder why I haven't been live streaming the Interstate demo. Is because there were no console support. Maybe mentioned it in like 2 weeks. I feel like it'll be a good time to release console support for those people. But I feel like if he just doesn't release console support, no console players are going to really care about the demo, which really sucks when it's true. Like, I feel like no one really going to care about the demo if you like only play a PS5, you're not able to play it. People can definitely care about the full game because that was confirmed to release the console. And I really hope he doesn't say that and you're like, oh, actually, we kind of have to, do this and that. Yeah, get the bar. Yeah, sorry for that. But I really do hope that is one of those things that we need to have, like, set in stone. It's just, like, I don't know. I don't have doubts that the game is not going to be a good game. And I also do hope that Inner City, if we can't get Piggy community skins, it would be cool if Inner City does a lot more with the community. Because it's been so long since we had a lot more community stuff. Now, someone did ask AJ if community skin done, but he, again, like I mentioned, which I don't agree with, is that he want to do it with the theme of the update, which, again, unless AJ specifically tell you the theme is not more of a community skin, is more of a skin contest. You know what I mean? I feel more of a skin contest. Because practically having to make a skin specifically for that name and hope that AJ picks it. Versus Meitu picking it when I'm skin because he likes it. Because I feel like the thing about community skin, Meitu picks a skin just for the fun of it. While AJ, he got to pick a skin according to the theme of his update that we don't even know, and I feel like he's not specific about. Another issue too that Team Tour updates are going to be like far in between. So I definitely say like he never even answered are we going to even have a potential community skin. But for the new update, but I really do hope that is one of the things that they are considering. So again, Piggy is a game that really loves their community. It kind of like Friday fucking where they have mod support or like it's stuff like that where I really do hope that Meaning 2 and 8A can listen to. I think, again, in the word part too, like, there's game like community class where they openly talk to the developer time and time again, hey, we can probably make this work, this and that. And for some reason, AJ, and I don't know if they talk to Etude, I feel like they only talk to AJ, or they never really specify who they talk to. AJ would just like, no, we can't do that. I was just like, what? Why? That's like my exact reaction. I'm like, what? Why can't we like coexist and like have this work in the game? Community class was a pretty good example of community skins done right. I even had an idea too, which I'm probably going to pitch to Mini to because I will be able to talk to him, is that we have some community skins come there. So AJ can still pick out his community skin, but for people that don't know the name of the community skin, they're able to still have a chance of getting a community class. Like maybe it's a wish list, and like the wish list every month, they get added the 4th skin on the wish list with the most wish list, and then it refreshes and it goes to the bottom. So over time, you have a chance of it being one of your skins. So for example, if Verde is in top 4, the most wish list skin in the game, it deserves to probably be in Piggy. Because people really care about it enough to generally want to play as it. Same for Cleo, Clyde, and other games. And then after, it gets added to the game, my time has came, and then it will be moved to a new town called Piggy, already in Piggy, meaning that I'm not able to come back again for a community skin. And I feel like we should limit it to one creator. Like, if I create it, I can create our community skin and get added to the game. That's unfair. I feel like we should keep it to one creator. So that way, we can still have, not only a competition, because I feel like anyone can eventually get their skin in the game. If you think about it in that sort of way. Because let's just say community skins stop updating for a while. Like, maybe they update in a 6-month period. You get 6 months to really climb up that ladder. Also, another idea into this too, I know people are going to boo me for this, but skin contest, bring it back. If any know that add community skins and wanted to be specific for a theme, why not have, skin contest once in a while. So maybe they didn't feel like it, he'll tell it to the you can do a skin contest for it. Or also you can do pick up community skin that not fitting to the name. I feel like stuff like that will make the game fresh, unique, and most importantly interesting. So that's just another section I want to talk about when it comes to Piggy. And I talked about Wither Studios, I talked about AJ, I talked about Minitune. Oh, I also kind of want to have like some criticism of membership. So I've been a Minitune member for a while now, and people want my honest opinion about it. I don't know if I can say this, but like it depends. You're able to play with them sometimes, but I feel like it's like once in a blue moon due to how busy they are. So I feel like if you are getting a Minitune membership, you should get it after Intercity when Minitune less busy. If you're dreaming about talking to them and having this, I wouldn't say that really is the time for you. We do have game nights occasionally, so that's all. I think I can say that because that's something that I think is pretty common knowledge. So I think,
but that's all I have to say. This is my actual face. This is Hollow Bake, and I'm signing off. Ahoy, I guess.